I'm gonna look over my shoulder and toss a gold coin in the grave and turn back around.
I'm gonna walk up to the grave and take water out of my water skin and just pour a little bit in there. Because he liked soaking in water.
Or one out for the dead homie.
Gantash will put one of the books and he'll say, "You listened."
Gently lay him to rest.
While he's doing this, Gantash will use Scroll of Ceremony, and he will use the Scroll of Ceremony to cast Funeral Rite.
Put a coin in his grave as well. A gold coin.
I want to take the mushroom that I found, and I want to plant it on top of the soil on the grave.
A mushroom?
And, yeah, the mushroom.
Can you even plant a mushroom?
You gotta put it in the dirt. I don't know. Yeah.
The mood kind of low and solemn. Tarkon just kind of turns to everybody and says, "There's no reason to rush. We can go back and finish our meals so that you're full and ready, perhaps more motivated than before to deal with this. I truly am sorry that this happened to you. I know the feeling all too well." And he stares into the river. So Gantash is locked in a trance, and Tarkon sees that, and he says, "Well, if he's performing the funeral rites, it's going to be a little bit." The mushroom that was planted in the little layer of mycelium, he's actually started sprouting smaller mushrooms, and the original one is actually growing a couple of inches, and the smaller ones are all just popping up. Just the little heads are starting to form. They're slowly starting to spread. 10, 15, 20 of these things start popping up. And the mycelium layer also just spreads out and follows the soft dirt that you guys carved up. They grow up. After about 45 minutes, these things have grown and they're about a foot tall. You can see the dirt start to shift at the base of the mushroom, and the ground starts shifting. The mushrooms start kind of pushing around and moving. The ground shifts and pushes up this mound of dirt covered in mushrooms. And from it, a hand emerges. And this hand looks very much like Nunu's, but it is covered in white, thick veins. From the mound, the mushrooms clear away, and laying in a fetal position is a reformed Nunu with a massive scar up from his groin where he was separated, and the veins kind of centered around that area spread out and crawl across his face, and his left eye is now a glistening white, and both eyes are wide open.
I'm gonna freak out. Call Yoll's name. Draw my weapon.
Okay.
I don't know what's in front of me. And then I'm actually, while I do that, I'm gonna get in front of Gantash.
It's okay. It's okay, Buru. It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay? Do you know what this is?
This mushroom I got from where I woke up, and now I think it had something to do with making me like how I am right now. And so I thought it might be able to help Nunu as well.
Well, that certainly looks like Nunu, but there's a difference.
I mean, there was a difference in me before it happened to me. I didn't look like this.
I don't know what's happening, but I don't agree with reanimating the dead.
He's not dead.
He was.
If this turns out to be an abomination, I will kill it. And I'll hold you responsible.
I think you'll find he will be exactly how we left him. Would
You should not
rather-
play with things what you do not understand. The dead should stay dead.
Maybe. In that case, I wouldn't be here. And if that's true, Elturel should stay dead too then.
Ooh, thank God I'm still in the
Did he actually
zone.
say that?
No.
Thank Well, you can't, bro. You can't say something and then say, "Nope, I didn't say that." You can't fucking do that.
Elturel is not dead.
Am I in the zone, DM? Am I still casting time?
I will take responsibility. This is my doing, obviously. I'm just, trying to save a friend. If it saved me, how bad could it be?
I'm gonna look at him like not mad, but like stern, like a disappointed parent, and be like, very bad. I know a certain someone who saved Elturel, and how did that go? What's done is done.
Yeah, I accept responsibility for whatever happens.
No one gives a fuck that you accept responsibility. This isn't your decision to make. He's like, guys, I planted a mushroom. Like, why am I not getting high fives?
Why am I? Yeah, exactly. Now do something with it.
I'm just as surprised as you guys. I'm gonna kneel down beside Nunu and just put my hand on him. See if I can feel heartbeat or warmth or...
Rhea steps up beside you and says, just like as you're reaching forward, she doesn't stop you. She just says, Silas, what kind of magics have you been playing with? You touch Nunu to check on him. Nunu comes to, and like in a panic, you can see he like pounces out, rolls onto the ground, goes to like inhale to like catch his breath, and you don't hear a gasp, you don't hear the normal coughing or anything like that. He just kind of like holds his throat as though he's choking, and then slowly starts like not freaking out anymore. And he looks horrific. It's not like a cool, look. It is horrifying. As this is happening, by the way, in the final moments, you can see this like light coming from Gantash's hands as the spell that he's casting is starting to come to an end. He's in the final kind of moments of casting this spell that disables the body from being reanimated.
I'm gonna turn to Yoll and Buru and be like, well, we do have a choice. This is time for that choice. If Gantash finishes that spell, Nunu will lay to rest.
Nunu, you're obviously conscious.
What the fuck have you done?
We don't have much time. Make your choice, Yoll.
You make your choice, Silas.
I already did. Then
you stop Gantash if you want this.
You took counterspell, bro.
Bro, what happened in this session? Speak with Dead and counterspelled a level 1 scroll.
No, I don't have counterspell.
No, not you. Look at chat. Look at chat.
Yeah.
He just cast the counterspell on me.
And that's it.
wow.
Let me come
Gantash,
to. Let me come to. Let me fucking come to. Come to.
the light emanating from Gantash, from his necklace, from his hands, constantly getting brighter, and then Silas just with a wave of the hand, just the light shuts off. Gantash, you come to knowing that you've been counterspelled. Like you know that took place.
So he comes to definitely a little bit more aggressively than I guess he imagined. He looks around, and then looks at Silas, and then looks back at the scroll, and then looks at Nunu, and just like, and then back at Silas. What? 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 How? Somebody say something.
Magic has been dealt, and
I could see that.
Nunu stands before you, I think, and Silas is responsible.
Silas?
I want to look at Silas and say, "Is this true? Did you save me?"
You better start explaining yourself, Silas.
When we were on our way here, me and Nunu stopped at a forest, and if you remember, Nunu, there were mushrooms growing all around.
And they almost killed you.
It occurred to me that these mushrooms might have had a part in bringing me back, and so I kept one, and I planted it on Nunu's grave when you started casting this spell.
The same mushrooms that tried to kill you that I saved you. You decided to grab.
They weren't trying to kill me, Nunu.
They're enveloping your entire body.
It was more of an embrace.
I didn't get a lot of hugs from my parents. But
And you
that
won't
didn't
get
look
any
like...
more looking like that.
Want to look at my hands? in my different skin tone now and veins. And I want to rush over to the river and look at my reflection and see this monster in front of me. Immediately look at charge at Silas. Okay, yeah, I want to attempt to tackle Silas.
Oh, I'm
What do
just
you
gonna
do?
let it happen.
I want to punch him in the face.
You let that happen too?
I am.
Yeah, I'm not doing fucking anything.
Give him a punch.
This feels like an even squishier stress ball, just kind of like limp wristed, just crashing into your face.
What did you do to me, Silas? Look at me.
I brought you back, Nunu.
Did you know I was going to look like this?
I had a feeling it might make you look different. I mean, I didn't look like this before it happened to me.
I'm waiting for Kevin to cut off Silas's head.
His master is
True.
alive.
That's
Kevin-
not fucking alive.
Buru, give me my bow.
I'm gonna grab it out. Nunu, is this really you though?
Give me my bow. I will not be asking again.
I'm
Goodness me.
I'm gonna give him the bow, but there's no arrows.
I want to take the bow and smack Silas with it.
Silas, do you let this happen?
I'm gonna try and block it.
Yeah, so Silas is just gonna kind of like, you swing it at him and he just kind of like hits it away with his forearm.
You were dead. Would you have rather stayed dead? I brought you back.
But how much of me did you bring back, Silas? Look at me.
I'm here. There's nothing missing off me.
There is something different, Silas. Because I've just come to realize that you're not the same person that you were when I knew you. And you never will be.
Yo, we're straight up discriminating on the undead right now.
Gantash, maybe you didn't know me as well as you thought you did, because I've always been the same person. Nothing has changed.
And you expect me to believe that? With Nunu. Do you see his reaction? Do you see what you've done?
I was saving a friend.
You are messing
Are
with
you not-
magics you don't understand. You are making a decision that you have no right to make.
Whatever the consequences may be, we have Nunu back. I would do the same for any of you, even if you didn't want it done.
If you ever do this to me, I will kill you and then kill myself.
Silas, I'd recommend you shutting your mouth now before things get even worse.
Nunu, I can send you back to where you were before.
You stopped
Give me
him
the
from
word.
sending him back where he was.
I asked the group what I should do.
Are you daft
There
or
was
just
still
dumb?
Did he ask permission to bring me back? Which one of you did he ask? And which one of you said yes?
He did not ask. There was no one to ask. You cannot ask for permission to bring someone who is dead.
Silas, I wouldn't want to be on that list of people that you bring back either. However, there are some pressing matters, and Nunu, if this is so important to you, Silas is actually right. You can turn this back around. You can go back, and you can fight that thing again. So you can count this as a blessing, or you can count this as a curse. But either way, I'm done with the squabbling.
I wonder which of the 9 heavens would see this as a blessing.
If you're asking me whether or not I want to be alive or dead, again, difficult question to ask somebody.
Well, you'll have time to think about it while we exact your revenge. We have things to do.
Before I make one step further, where's Sir Slobberchops at?
I have not seen, but we believe he's dead.
At this, Nunu is just going to fall into the ground. Just plop on the ground and stare at his once grave.
You can't help but notice that if this is a sad emotion, there's no semblance of tears. You know, you can feel that you literally can't cry, even if you wanted to.
Holy fuck! I want to pull up my dagger. I want to walk up to Kevin. I'm going to lean into his head and whisper into his ear. Sorry, I'm going to also use my
Yeah, your gift.
speak with animals spell.
Sure.
I'm going to whisper into Kevin's ear. Do not go gentle into that good night. And I want to slit his throat. I want to close Kevin's eyelids, stand up and look at the group, what's left of it, and say, one thing, be a failure. And it's another to let your friends die in front of you. And Kevin did neither.